Good evening and welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6.
Eagle Eye TV has done a great job.
And welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6.
We are just having a great time here in Auburn, Alabama. The party is not over yet.
Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
Good evening and welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Lucy Chapman.
And I'm Cam Singfield. Thank you for joining us.
Over 60 people are confirmed dead with many injured following a strong earthquake in the Philippines. The 6.9 quake struck the central Philippines around 10 p.m. local time on Tuesday. The quake occurred just 10 kilometers or 6 miles underwater, near the Cebu province. A tsunami warning that had been issued was canceled later. The U.S. Geological Survey estimates 500,000 people felt the quake. Officials in the region are concerned the size of the quake could cause significant damage to poorly built structures in the region.
Wednesday night, 2 Delta Airlines jets collided at New York's LaGuardia, sending one person to the hospital. Michael Yoshida has the story.
Emergency lights flashing at New York's LaGuardia Airport Wednesday night after 2 Delta Airlines regional jets collided on the ground, the wing of one aircraft slamming into the cockpit windows of the other.
And you feel the front of the plane just kind of get dragged to the right, and you can physically feel like in your seat you moving to the right.
One person was taken to the hospital, according to airport officials, with a pilot heard on air traffic control audio saying a flight attendant had injured her knee.
We call these incursions, runaway incursions, and they're about 4 a day. Usually they don't hit.
The collision happened between Flight 5047 and Flight 5155 at the intersection of two taxiways. The Federal Aviation Administration said air traffic control had told Flight 5155 to wait to cross the intersection and yield to other aircraft. The agency now investigating the incident.
There are very clear rules for pilots taxiing, one plane turning in front of the other, depending upon the clearances, and ground control would have said who was cleared to go where, but it's like the rules of the road. One plane has the right of way, the other was turning in front of it, and so they will figure it out in a hurry.
Delta released a statement saying in part, Delta will work with all relevant authorities to review what occurred as the safety of our customers and people comes before all else. We apologize to our customers for the experience. In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
In downtown Houston, Texas, multiple people were injured in an explosion Thursday morning. The blast happened at a hotel that's under construction and not open to the public. Houston Fire Department officials say initial reports indicate an issue with the boiler led to the blast. The emergency response included a hazmat team arriving on the scene. Authorities said there were multiple injuries.
A heroic act doesn't go unnoticed. A Massachusetts police officer used an axe to rescue a man from a burning car after it crashed into a house. 2 months later, he's being recognized for his quick actions. The officer and homeowners spoke with John Perrick.
The word hero, that's what we're expected to be.
On July 25th, around 1 in the morning on South Street, Foxborough Police Patrolman Brendan Fales found himself with no time to think and just seconds to act.
The vehicle was filling with smoke and fire, and who knows what would have happened,
Inside, Fales says he saw the driver, unresponsive by the passenger side. He then ran back to his cruiser to get an axe.
These are very good because you do one hit, and the window's done.
Fales then dragged the driver away from the burning car.
The number one priority is preservation of life, right? That's our job. So the first thing we need to do is make sure that person's okay.
And you can still see the damage left behind from the accident. Look at the steps here, taped off. For the homeowners, this serves as a reminder of that night.
So many things could have gone much worse that night.
Adam and Blair Jenkins, along with their young daughter, were all asleep the night of July 25th when they awoke to a bang.
All I knew was that our family was in danger. We didn't know what, we didn't know how.
Investigators believe the driver was drunk and wasn't wearing a seatbelt when the car crashed. The Jenkins family tells me the car missed their gas line by a matter of inches.
Our heart really does go out to this man. We don't know his story, but we know his life is different now.
Do you feel like a hero?
Well, we're all heroes, right? Every police officer. No matter if it's a routine shift or you got to do something like this.
When we come back, you'll get a weather update from Eagle Eye's Kayla Dudinsky. You're watching Eagle Eye News at 6.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. My name is Kayla Dudinsky, here with your weather outlook for this week on the Plains. It's the perfect time for an Auburn football bye week. This weekend holds partly cloudy skies and more mild temperatures. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny with a high of 81 and a low of 63. Expect a nice breeze on Saturday. Skies will be partly cloudy with a high of 82 and a low of 68. On Sunday, we're seeing a high of 80, low of 70, and potential for showers in the afternoon and evening. Moving into next week, we're seeing partly cloudy skies with highs around 80 and lows in the high 60s. Expect to see thunderstorms throughout the day on Monday and Tuesday and midday showers on Wednesday. And that's all for this week's weather on the Plains. Next up, it's Tessa Allen with your political update, including yesterday's government shutdown. I'm your weather anchor, Kayla Dudinsky, and you're watching Eagle Eye News at 6. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Tessa Allen with your political update. Let's get right into it. It is day 2 of the government shutdown, and ongoing disagreements in Congress continue to prevent a resolution to end the shutdown. Democrats want to negotiate about the bill, while Republicans are insisting the government open first before negotiations take place. Here's White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt had to say about the ongoing disagreements and shutdown.
We haven't wanted to negotiate. We just want to keep the government open. That's been the Republican and the Trump White House position since the very beginning. We wanted to pass a clean continuing resolution, we still do, to keep the government open. And then we can negotiate on all of these policy matters. It's the Democrats who injected partisan politics into keeping the government and the business of the American people open.
Budget disputes and policy disagreements still remain the main issue of the shutdown, but congressional disagreements is making it unclear when the government will reopen. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson is hoping that the government won't stay shut down for long. He hopes that putting pressure on the Senate Democrats will get the bill passed so that the shutdown will not go past the weekend, hurting civilians. Here's Speaker of the House Mike Johnson.
Of course they do. And the House is coming back next week, hoping that they will be sending us something to work on, that we can get back to work and do the people's business. They're anxious to come back, but the Senate Democrats, 44 of them, all the pressure should be on the 44 Democrats who are dug in to try to pander to the far left corner of their base. That's what this is. How important is it to appeal to the radical left of your base and hurt Americans? Because if they drag this on through the weekend, more and more people will be hurt.
People feel frightened, uncertain, and uneducated, but during this time, it is important that we stay informed about the government and how it can impact everyone in this country. The White House sent letters called Compact for Academic Excellence in Higher Education to a mix of public and private institutions on Wednesday. They include Vanderbilt, the University of Pennsylvania, Brown, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and 5 others. The Trump administration wants the schools to implement policies that stop considering race, gender, and other demographics in the process of admissions and to require undergraduate admissions applicants to submit the SAT and ACT. They also say schools have to freeze tuition for 5 years, cap the enrollment of international students to 15%, and commit to strict definitions of gender. Well, folks, that's all for this week's political segment. But when we come back, you'll hear from the desk Lucy and Cameron. This is Eagle Eye News at 6.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. The U.S. government is shut down as of 12:01 Eastern Time this morning. It's out of money because Congress can't agree on a funding plan. The main sticking point is health care. Democrats want to reverse Medicaid cuts and stop enhanced Obamacare subsidies from expiring. The Congressional Budget Office estimates about 750,000 federal workers facing furloughs. It says they'd otherwise make about $400 million a day. Quote unquote, essential employees must work without pay. The State Department might be slow to issue passports. The military remains in place, but just under half of civilian defense employees are furloughed. National parks have skeleton crews, and the FDA says food inspections are affected. As for transportation, about 3/4 of FAA staff are working without pay. President Donald Trump met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House on Monday, and following their sit-down meeting, Trump said they were, quote, beyond very close, end quote, to a peace deal in Gaza. This comes as Israel has grown increasingly isolated on the world stage due to backlash over the war. Correspondent Julia Benbrook has the key takeaways from Monday's meeting.
Ahead of this visit, the Trump administration voiced optimism about resolving the conflict. Just a few days ago, President Donald Trump said that he believed they were, quote, very close to a deal. And a few days before that, his envoy said that a breakthrough was possible. Trump welcomed Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to the White House on Monday to discuss a potential Gaza peace plan. The two held a bilateral meeting followed by a joint press conference.
I support your plan to end the war in Gaza.
The Trump administration is pushing a 20-point Gaza peace plan that calls for all hostages held by Hamas to be released within 72 hours of an agreement and sets out a roadmap for Gaza once the war ends.
If Hamas rejects the deal, which is always possible, they're the only one left. Everyone else has accepted it. But I have a feeling that we're going to have a positive answer. But if not, as you know, Bibi, you'd have our full backing to do what you would have to do.
The plan does not indicate the U.S. would support the creation of a Palestinian state, but recognizes it as an aspiration of the Palestinians. In recent days, several countries, including the UK, France, and Canada, have formally recognized a Palestinian state. Trump has said that he believes that move is counterproductive, and Netanyahu has made it clear he strongly opposes that idea. At the White House, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Gaza's health ministry on Sunday reported that the death toll has reached over 66,000 since the Israel-Hamas war began on October 7, 2023.
The U.S. Postal Service is honoring the late President Jimmy Carter with a new stamp. The Forever Stamp is out Wednesday, October 1st, on what would have been the 39th President's 101st birthday. The Postal Service's art director designed the new stamp. It features an image of Carter from a 1982 painting created by Herbert Abrams. Carter died last December at the age of 100. The Postal Service is honoring Carter's years in the White House and his achievements after he left office. Carter was known as a prominent activist for peace, human rights, and social and economic progress around the world. Stick around. When we come back, you'll get an Auburn sports update with Eagle Eye's Ali Laredo. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Catherine Mims with this week's entertainment update. Super Bowl 60 is months away, but we know now who will perform at the halftime show. It's three-time Grammy Award winner Bad Bunny. The NFL-land Apple Music made the announcement on Sunday evening. Bad Bunny released his latest album, Debí Tirar Más Fotos, last January. It was his sixth solo album. Rumors had swirled for months that another pop singer, Taylor Swift, might headline the halftime show. She is engaged to Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce. Earlier this month, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell hinted Swift might be the halftime performer during a TV interview, but that did not happen, and Bad Bunny will now headline the show. Singer Selena Gomez and music producer Benny Blanco are now husband and wife. The couple was married in California on Saturday. Gomez announced the news on social media and posted several photos from the wedding ceremony. The couple first began dating in 2023, and Gomez announced their engagement last December. The pair first met in 2015 when Blanco co-produced Gomez's single, Same Old Love. They have since collaborated on a number of Gomez big hits, including I Can't Get Enough. The
that's all the entertainment news we have for you tonight. When we come back, you'll get a business consumer update from Lucy and Cam at the desk. I'm Catherine Mims, and you're watching Eagle Eye News at 6. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. Good grief, Charlie Brown, Snoopy, and the gang are 75 years old. Charles M. Schulz Peanuts comic strip began October 2nd, 1950 in just 7 newspapers. For the next 5 decades, Schulz wrote and drew every Peanut strip. Today, the beloved comic strip is still featured in thousands of newspapers around the world. And the Peanuts Gang is featured in online syndication, a new streaming series on Apple TV, books, and much more. Several museums around the country will have exhibits and events this year for the Peanuts' 75th anniversary.
Peloton has a new revamped portfolio. The company is unveiling 5 new products, including a less expensive base model and advanced versions of its bike and treadmill. All of these items have improved Wi-Fi connectivity, upgraded speakers, and in response to numerous consumer complaints, there's an improved seat for the bikes. Peloton's Plus versions of its rowing machines, treadmills, and bikes also have a feature called Peloton IQ. That's an artificial intelligence assisted feature that serves as a personal trainer, giving feedback to the user. Peloton experienced a sales boom during the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic, but since then, its stock has lost more than 90% of its value. It's time to check those freezers again. More bags of frozen shrimp have been recalled. Seaport is pulling a limited amount of raw frozen shrimp because they could be contaminated with a radioactive isotope. Packages of the Easy Pill jumbo-sized white shrimp were sold to small retailers in 6 western states and American Samoa between July 10th and September 22nd. You should either throw the products out or return them to the store for a refund. So far, no illnesses have been reported. More information can be found on the U.S. Food and Drug Administration's website. Some Uncrustables sandwiches are getting a protein boost. The On-the-Go brand has added 2 new products to its lineup, Uncrustables Bright-Eyed Berry and Up Apple Sandwich. The new flavors are peanut butter and strawberry jam, or peanut butter apple cinnamon jelly sandwich. They boast 12 grams of protein per sandwich, as well as more fiber and whole grains than the existing lineup. All Uncrustable products are frozen and individually wrapped, with no high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, or colors. You can find them at retailers such as Walmart, Target, and Kroger.
The Animal World's Fluffiest Pageant has crowned a new winner at Alaska's Katmai National Park and Preserve. A brown bear nicknamed Chunk now holds the title for Fat Bear Week 2025. Voters from around the world compared early and late summer photos of a dozen brown bears bulking up for winter hibernation, and then picked their favorite in the final round. Voters decided on Bear 32, aka Chunk, was the fattest of them all. In addition to his impressive girth, Chunk's Cinderella story appealed to voters. He overcame a jaw injury that threatened to derail his salmon-eating activities. Fat Bear Week began in 2014. It's fun and an opportunity to educate people about brown bears and their habitat in Alaska.
We're out of time, but for more Auburn news, head over to our website, eagleeyeauburn.com, and check out our social media pages. I'm Cam Zinkfield.
And I'm Lucy Chapman. Thank you for watching, and War Eagle.